Hello.
Hey, welcome to this preview of what you're about to listen to, and thanks for listening.
Yeah, we review a couple movies today.
We go back on some Thanksgiving things that we did and things that we love about it.
Yeah,
Hear about why I should be or could be an NFL quarterback.
Yeah, and we also talk about napkins. You know?
I mean, really? Does it get more intense than napkin talk?
I don't know, does it?
Seth Dillon readily admits that the Cats in the Cradle podcast is the funniest thing on the internet. The second is Babylon Bee.
Wait, he admitted that?
No, but he will once he listens to this podcast because he's a special listener.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Brandon, hit it.
Wait. Don't hit it yet.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
There's a lot of English talk, too.
Oh, yeah, we talk about the English language and how weird it is.
And so now...
Brandon, hit it.
Oh, yeah!
Cats in the cradle and the silver spoon. Little boy blue and the man on the moon.
Oh, la.
Do you ever, what are you doing with your life right now, man? What are you doing? Happy week after, or Sunday after Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Happy, 2 days after Thanksgiving.
Post-Thanksgiving.
Podcast episode.
I mean, how are you feeling food-wise?
I actually didn't eat too much on Thanksgiving. I don't know why, though.
Okay, this leads us into our first item of discussion.
Yeah.
I'm calling horse crap on that. Now, you may not have eaten a lot of, the normal dinner foods.
Yeah.
But you definitely ate a lot of food.
I did. I ate a ton of orange rolls.
So, let's describe for the audience what the heck an orange roll is. Because it's not the most common of things, but it is probably amongst the most delicious.
So, imagine...
Heaven.
A little bit of heaven falls down from the sky.
In the form of a dinner roll.
Yeah, in the form of a dinner roll. And then lands in the oven and cooks for how long?
15 minutes about.
15 minutes.
350 degrees.
350 degrees and comes out the most crispy, golden, orange-covered roll you've ever seen.
Yeah, so we get Rhodes rolls. So we cheat on these things. We're not there's people that make their rolls by scratch. We're cheating right off the bat.
Yeah, we get Rhodes rolls.
And then you let it kind of start raising a little bit, and then you
also, we're not sponsored by Rhodes rolls.
We are not. But then you tie these things in a knot, and then you dip it in butter, and then you mix it in a sugar orange zest glaze, or just sugar and orange zest. Not even glaze yet.
And then you put it on.
Then you let it raise.
And then you put it on, and then you glaze it.
And then you bake it, and then after you take it out, then you put this, what is there in there? Butter, more butter, orange juice, powdered sugar, and heaven.
Yeah.
And then you put that glaze on the orange roll, and then you say, oh, that looks good. Let me have 1,000.
Yeah.
Later.
1,000 later, like, what the heck? Why is my waistline the size of the moon?
So, we love these things. And so we love them so much, we made 72 of them. We make this really once, maybe twice a year.
Yeah.
And so this was the one of the maybe 2 times a year that we make it. Mm-hmm. So we made 72 of these. Between you and your 2 brothers, you guys had how many?
I'd have to say 36.
Yeah, I don't know if you had 36 or not. Yeah, at least 30.
Yeah.
The day of at least 30.
Yeah, and then the day after. We didn't have any much the day after because you hid them.
Yeah, because you guys had almost half, if not half, of the orange rolls the day of.
You could have just told it. But if you hide them, you can't just say, because we're on a hunt now. We're on a hunt. We're like, where are the orange rolls? Who ate all the orange rolls? We're going crazy, We're like...
you're going through orange roll withdrawal. You're itching,
Yeah, I'm like...
You got the shakes.
Where is it? And then...
You're like, hey, anyone got any orange rolls? I got $100 for an orange roll.
Right, 200. And then, then we found them on top of the fridge, and I ate one, and Addie ate one, and I come out, and I'm like, hey, Dad, you want an orange roll? And it's like, you found them?
I'm like, you son of a... Put those orange rolls back!
Yeah, but, it's okay.
It's okay. It was good. So Thanksgiving, look, we've talked about this before. It's one of your top 2 holidays. And then it somehow might have gone down top 5 somewhere, but...
I don't know.
I think it's really top... It's your top 2-3 holidays.
Yeah.
What is it about Thanksgiving? Obviously, the orange roll is going to be part of it. What else about it that you love?
It's Actually, I don't know. I think, yeah, it's just, I think it's just like, hanging out with the family.
So one of the things we've done for years, I mean, I literally, I think we've done this every year. I really can't remember not doing it since I've been 21, is play football on Thanksgiving Day.
Oh, that's another reason why I love Thanksgiving. That's what Brandon loves Thanksgiving because of that.
Yeah.
Shout out to Brandon.
Shout out to Brandon. Thank you, our editor and dear friend.
Yeah.
Brother-in-law, son-in-law,
Yeah.
Papa Bear.
Yeah. A little awkward moment right here, but
so we had a good time playing football. Now, look, I was playing quarterback and I threw like 7 touchdowns pretty quickly.
yeah. And most of them were actually interceptions, pick sixes.
Well, probably 4 were to our team, 3 were to the other team, but I wanted to build them up too. I'm about building people up.
Yeah, everybody. And then you took a break.
And I was like, you know what? I'm too old. I need to take a break. I did have a good catch though. I actually had 2 really good catches.
Yeah, there was one that should have been on ESPN1, but I don't know why they didn't.
I mean, you had some great catches, some good flag pulls. So we play flag football. We're not doing the tackle stuff because I'm too old. I'd break. So
yeah, and I'd break you.
Honestly, you would. So speaking of that, I need to recant something that I said on an earlier podcast.
What?
We were talking about having boxing matches for Christmas games and Thanksgiving games.
Yeah.
I think I'm too old for that.
Why?
I just, you know what? I don't want to get hit. And look, if I don't want to get hit.
Neither does Mike Tyson.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, if I don't want to get hit, I'm guessing my dad and my father-in-law also may not want to get hit.
So before we dive in, okay, this is a little off topic, but Mike Tyson was paid to lose, you know?
So I mean, I don't really care about this, but allegedly the contract was written in a way that if Mike Tyson won like in the first round, he wouldn't have made as much money.
Yeah.
But if it went the distance, then he made more. Or if he got knocked out if Mike Tyson got knocked out in a later round, then he would have earned more.
Yeah, but
it was a joke. It was a dumb fight.
Yeah, he had an open punch. I see. Yeah, you told me about this, but like Jake Paul threw like a left hook and he dodged it, and he had an open punch and he just went and bit his glove.
Yeah, he just short armed it. It was stupid, but anyway, enough about so. Thanksgiving football success.
Yeah.
My butt was so sore the next day.
How?
Because I don't sprint. Like, I know I do CrossFit and stuff, but like there's not a lot of like just bam, sprint as hard as you can.
Yeah.
And so I think just the repeated sprinting, over and over again you're playing for an hour, hour and a half. I think it just got me sore in ways I'm not used to being sore.
Yeah, I don't know how that would make your butt sore.
Well, but when you run, you use your leg muscles and your butt. Maybe I just run differently than. Well, that actually reminds me of something. So just the other day, I can't remember where I was at. I was at like a casino, one of these hotels, whatever. I can't remember what I was doing, and I observed these 2 women. They were older. They were of Asian origin.
Mm-hmm. How did you know? Did you ask them?
I could just tell. It was a visual inspection. And I say older. They could have been anywhere from 40 to 80. Like I just, I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, you couldn't see him.
Couldn't quite tell.
Yeah.
But they were looking long and hard at the escalator. And as they got on, it wasn't quite like Elf, but it was like
pretty darn close.
They were very like timid getting onto this escalator.
Yeah.
Like it took a lot of like, okay, we can do this. And then they got on and they're like a little wobbly for a second. I was like, that's kind of interesting.
Yeah. And
is that a thing?
I don't think it's a thing. I think they're just messing with you.
I don't know. It's just kind of like weird.
Like, yeah.
Like when you get older, is that something that happens that you get wobbly on escalators?
No, not at all.
Do we need to is there somebody that we should call who's like an older person that could specialize in escalator?
We could call Escalator Bob.
All right. Next time you see Escalator Bob, let's ask him.
Okay. I actually saw him the other day when we went to watch a movie.
I'm just going to ignore what you just said. We actually did, we went to a movie yesterday.
Yeah.
Let's talk. So I used the Cinemark Pass. I had a few free credits on there.
Yeah.
We went and saw Red One.
Yeah.
Jinx.
Oh, Jinx, you want to sort of black out?
So we went and saw Red One. Go ahead and give us your take on.
So,
We don't review movies on this podcast, but we're reviewing a movie brought to us by Cinemark. Go get your pass, your Cinemark pass.
we are almost sponsored by Cinemark. We're so close.
We just need a couple more listeners to keep buying those passes or something. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, but when you buy the pass, if there's like any extra notes to say the Cats in the Cradle podcast,
Yeah, how'd you hear about us, Cats in the Cradle podcast?
they'll give you a discount, maybe.
Maybe not.
Yeah, definitely not.
You know what we should do? You know how like if you get to the movie before they have that whatever that I think her name is Maria Nunez or whatever her name is, and she has like her Nuvi thing.
Yeah,
that's what we need. We need to get her out of that, and we need to come in, and that needs to be us.
Yeah, she talks about her podcast too.
She does.
We're not even going to mention it. We're not even going to mention
it. We'll just go, hey, enjoy the movie. I hope you enjoyed this 30 minutes of advertisements.
Yeah. Took about half the movie already, but it's okay.
It was crazy. So we went to the movie in the morning. It was Saturday morning. We went to the movie. It was a 10:50 start time.
Yeah.
We showed up, like we were running late. We pulled into the parking garage, I think at like 10:52. And so then you got about a 5 to 10 minute of walk time through the casino and into the theater.
Yeah.
And then we still got there with like 3 or 4 previews to go.
Yeah, and let me tell you, I watched every single one of them, and I enjoyed them.
There's some scary ones in there.
Oh, wait, what?
Maybe you didn't see all of them then.
Wow.
Did you get to see that commercial that we hate?
The
one where the guy's like, "Can you believe this?"
Oh, no.
Oh, see, so you didn't get to see all of them.
Yeah, but there's like a Charmin ad, and it's like, if you got to go pee, you better go now, and he starts pouring a cup of water. I don't understand it at all.
Like, who's peeing on rolls of toilet paper?
Yeah, they're dumping water on a roll of toilet paper. They're like, this is how strong Charmin is.
All right, so we saw the movie Red One. Tell us about it.
I hated how how unrealistic it was.
So look,
I hated how realistic it was.
Going in, you know this movie's it's a Santa Claus has been kidnapped. The Rock and the guy, whoever the Captain America, whatever his name is,
Chris Evans.
They have to go and save him. Chris Evans is on the naughty list, has to get convinced to help. Blah blah blah. So you know there's going to be an element of fantasy involved.
Yeah, but I think this went way out of the fantasies.
So look, I showed up knowing this movie was going to be terrible.
I thought it was going to be good.
And because I went in with such low expectations, I thoroughly enjoyed. Honestly, I enjoyed this movie a lot.
Yeah.
So if you go, just know it's going to be terrible. And then you might walk out. Like, there's a part at the end, and I'm not going to spoil it, that, I'm not going to lie. I had to fight back some tears.
I felt no emotion throughout the whole entire movie.
Really?
The only emotion I felt was laughter.
There were some funny parts for sure.
It was so funny. There's just some parts that is so funny.
What is that actor's name? I know the one you're talking about.
I don't know.
He was in, what's that movie where they kept saying, Tesla?
I don't know.
It's like a basketball movie. Uncle,
no, I just
has Kyrie Irving in it.
Yeah.
Anyway, that guy, his girlfriend keeps saying Tesla. That guy's in the movie, and he had a pretty funny. He had a pretty funny role.
Yeah.
All right. I watched a lot of movies this weekend. I also watched Jojo Rabbit.
I watched that too.
And then Renee and I went and saw Bonhoeffer. I think that was the name of Bonhoeffer.
Bonhoeffer?
Is a German guy that kind of, he was a pastor and kind of stood up to the Nazi resistance there.
He stood up to the Nazi.
No, he stood up to the Nazi regime. He was part of the resistance. And he ended up dying. He ended up getting hung because of it. But he stood by his beliefs and kind of helped the people in the church realize, like, no, we can't be, like, there were so many things. It's funny because I know a lot about World War II, but there's a lot of stuff I didn't know that they were, like, saying, like, hey, like, you can't have anybody above the Fuhrer. Like, so Hitler's number one. Like, Hitler's God.
Ooh.
That's, like, a hard line to kind of, like, it's like, hey, I love my country. I love Jesus. And then all of a sudden, if it's like, no.
Trump is...
Yeah, we're like, no. Like, God's first. Sorry, Donald or Adolf or whatever. Like, it's just, anyway, just weird. But it was, Bonhoeffer, it was an amazing story. but I didn't like the way the movie was put together because it kept jumping from like he's young, now he's old, now he's a young man, now he's an old man, but now he's anyway. It just had too much jumping around. Like they try to get too creative with their storytelling. Just tell a story.
It was like that one part in the other guys when he's like, "Okay, I'll tell you what happened, but I'm gonna start." Briefly at the beginning, but then I'm going to go to the end, and then go in the middle, but I'm going to go back to the end and back to the end.
Yeah, so it's kind of just, you don't got to be cute all the time.
Yeah.
What did you think of Jojo Rabbit?
It was very funny. It was this part where, am I allowed to spoil?
Yeah, this movie's been out for a while.
So he's like, they're like throwing knives, and his friend throws a knife, and it lands in his leg.
Yeah, bounce off a tree and hits Jojo in the leg.
And then he's like he has like this imaginary friend that's Hitler, and so he's just talking to him, and he like gives him courage. He's like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna go do something. So he runs up and takes like this grenade, and he throws it up, and it lands, and he gets exploded.
Yeah, it's Jojo Rabbit. If you have not seen this is what I strongly recommend. You get every range of emotions because you have laughter. There's a little bit of fear. I mean, it's not like scary, but it's like drama associated with it.
Suspense.
There's some suspense. Yes, that's the word I was looking for. Thank you. There's some parts that are tear jerkers.
I felt no emotion in that movie either.
You're a teenager and your heart is hard right now.
Only emotion I felt was laughter.
When the mom died, that wasn't sad to you?
I just was like, what the heck? Whose shoes are those? Yeah. They didn't even tell. I was so confused.
Come on, man. Come on. All right.
And he's like hugging the shoes. I'm like, what the?
All right, you had a take on Christmas cards.
What? Yeah. Why? I'm so confused right now. Why do they do Christmas cards?
So when you say they, just so you know, I am part of they. We, the Haldeman family, we send out Christmas cards.
I know, and I don't understand why. It's like, I understand family pictures, like I got to get pictures of my family. But why send Christmas cards? Like I want to send a card of a picture of my family to some other person so they can hang it up on their wall.
So would you rather us do like 4th of July cards?
No.
You just don't want any cards?
No, why would you
why do it?
It's kind of like boasting about your family. Says I.
So in a way, yes, it is boasting, but so we get a lot of Christmas cards, partly because we send a lot of Christmas cards.
Yeah.
And so I think people are like, oh, the Haldeman sent us a card. We better send them one.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Most of the cards we get are like out of obligation. Like, well, they sent us one, so I guess we got to send one too. And look, hey, if you want a card, just hit us up.
Yeah.
We'll send you a card. If you're not on our list, we will happily send you a Christmas card.
You gotta figure out how to contact us because it's pretty hard too.
Yeah. Or just comment on the Spotify.
Yeah. Do you even read the comments?
Yeah. Yeah.
Was there any recent ones?
It's been a minute since we've had comments, so some of our...
Are there any mean comments?
There has not been any mean comments.
Good.
Because we'd find you and we'd kill you. Or not. But so the Christmas card thing, so I, have accumulated friends over the decades, and I genuinely enjoy seeing how their family is doing.
I've accumulated a specific set of skills.
Have you seen that movie Taken?
Nope.
You need to see it.
Yeah.
You'd like it. It's dumb, but it's...
Is it like Jason Bourne?
It's like Jason Bourne, where this guy just does these ridiculous things that you're like, there's no way.
Yeah, like, how does he jump off this
or just
30-story building and shoot someone in the head?
The premise is his daughter gets kidnapped somewhere in Europe.
Yeah.
And all he has to go off of is he knows which country his daughter was in, and he hears somebody say, good luck. And then based on that, he's able to track down the killers or the kidnappers and destroy the whole network.
Wow.
Yeah. Liam Neeson, he can do some amazing things.
Yeah, I'm actually not surprised because it sounds like a cool dude.
So based on what you're saying, are you telling me that I should not send out Christmas cards this year?
I don't know. You might get some dirty looks, like you're walking down the street. Like, where's my Christmas card, Josh? Like, I'm not sending them out this year. That.
Oh, that guy. He's that guy, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, look, it's not cheap. It's not like super expensive, but postage stamps are getting more expensive, and you're sending out a bunch, and so, I don't know.
I don't know. If you want to send it, you can, Because I like going over to people's houses and like, why do you have a picture of us? Like,
that's weird.
Yeah. What the heck? Why does it say Merry Christmas? Did you write that yourself?
It's just there's people that like I've known, like I haven't really talked to them in like 20 years. But I will get every year a picture of their family in the form of a Christmas card.
That's cool.
It brings me joy. So I think, all right, if this brings me joy, and I get compliments, right? That people say, oh my gosh, your family's so lovely. Now, maybe if we were uglier.
Just like that lady that was in your office.
Maybe we ought to just do a terrible family picture and be like, all right, that's it, we're ugly now.
Like we all get those like fake nasty teeth and like.
Yeah, and just don't do your hair. Like just show up in your pajamas or something.
Pajamas? Wait, what?
Pajamas. Where do you go?
Pajamas.
All right, you're jamming in the PJs.
Pajamas.
Your sleepwear.
Yeah, my sleeping costume.
All right, let's see. There's something I want to talk about. Oh, I went to a gala a couple weeks ago.
Gala,
whatever it is. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, just pajama.
In my pajamas. I went to the gala.
The gala.
So it was a pro-life event. And Seth Dillon, the Babylon Bee guy, was there. He was like the speaker of honor.
Yeah.
Whatever. He spoke for an hour. Very funny. Told some great stories. I was at a meet and greet with him prior to.
Wait, actually?
Yeah. So I went up, took my picture with him, met him.
Oh my gosh, that would suck.
And
Not
for him, yeah.
For him.
So I know, because a bunch of weirdos like me, like, oh, I love what you do, whatever.
Hope you listen to my podcast.
No, so what I did, this is kind of awkward. I said, hey, the Babylon Bee is the second funniest thing on the internet.
Yeah.
And he fell right into my trap.
And he's like, what's the first?
Yeah, what's the funniest? I said, oh, the Cats in the Cradle podcast.
Oh, yeah, it is.
And he's like, oh, I have never heard of it.
Actually?
And I was like, just it's a podcast. Me and my son do. We have a good time with it. So then later, my mom shows up. She's at this meet and greet as well.
Yeah.
And she goes up to him and she says the exact same thing. She goes, the Babylon Bee is the second funniest thing on the internet. And he goes, what is this, the Cats thing again? and he goes, afterwards, he goes, wait, what is it called? Like he asked, he wanted to know.
Okay.
And so we'll have to tag Seth Dillon and the Babylon Bee on this episode so that he can get more notoriety. We don't need it for us. This is for him.
Special listener.
Yeah, special listener. guest listener.
Seth Dillon.
Yeah.
That'd be funny.
But I really appreciated, it's interesting because when I think of the Babylon Bee, I just think of like some of the funny headlines that they put out. And they put out some pretty funny videos.
Yeah.
But the guy, he's like, look, he stands up for the right to life. You know, he's very much against abortion in any way, shape, or form. And I really appreciated his braveness there, and standing up for what's right.
Yeah. Sounds like a good dude.
And he's a future listener, a current listener. How is he not listening?
I don't know.
If we're the funniest thing on the internet, he has to be all about this.
Yeah. How do we know that he's not listening? How do we know?
We do not know.
Special listener, Seth Dillon.
Yeah. Shout out to special listener. We almost killed Grandpa Mike on Thanksgiving.
Oh, that was actually funny. Oh, I was like, we were playing like this game, like we're playing board games, and Grandpa Mike is sitting in a chair, and he's fast asleep, and I go
like head leaned back, mouth open.
Yeah.
For a second, we actually had to look at his belly to see if it was rising or falling to make sure he was still with us.
Yeah, I go and I'm like, oh, Grandpa's dead. but then he woke up and moved to a different spot.
So it was good to know. But one of the things we were contemplating doing
is like, oh, are you okay? Oh my gosh, check his pulse. That would have been so mean. That probably would have
been what could have done him in.
Yeah, you're like, oh my gosh, jeez, oh, my heart, and then.
So I just kind of want to share this, that there are things that we think about that we actually don't go all the way through with.
Yeah.
Like we do have somewhat of a filter.
Yeah.
Like we're dumb, but we can stop ourselves. At
Yep.
least that once.
Yeah, that one time. That was the one time a year. Thanksgiving is the one exception.
We were driving the other day.
Yeah.
We were coming back from jiu-jitsu, I believe.
Yeah.
And I was telling you something, and I said, well, to be honest with you, and then I finished the sentence. It doesn't matter what we were talking about.
Yeah.
And then it immediately, as soon as I said to be honest with you,
yeah,
I immediately said, why would I say to be honest with you?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Let's talk about that phrase.
To be honest with you, I have no idea what it means.
Well, it's like,
Just be honest with me normally.
Yeah. So wait, everything else you've been saying is a lie, but now you're going to be honest with me?
Yeah. Okay, man. I see how it is.
Yeah, I really had fun at your house the other day. Hey, to be honest with you,
I didn't.
I like Coke more than Pepsi. Wait a second. Which one are you telling?
Oh, that might be actually offensive to one of our listeners.
Which one?
Meryl.
Well, I don't. To be honest with you, I don't really like Coke or Pepsi all that much.
Yeah.
And so if I had to choose, actually, if I am going to be honest with you, which I will right now,
Yeah.
I think if I had one over the other, I probably would enjoy Pepsi more than Coke because Pepsi has a sweeter.
Yeah. Did we talk about the guy trying to leak the Coke thing to Pepsi?
No.
But like basically, this guy stole the recipe for Coke and tried to sell it to Pepsi, and Pepsi's like, "Why would we want Coke's recipe? You know, we already have Pepsi. We already have Pepsi's recipe, and it's better than Coke's recipe." That's what they said, basically.
So here's what's funny is back when I was your age, maybe a little younger, they had this thing called the Pepsi Challenge.
Yeah.
So Coke was number one in everything, and Pepsi was starting to rise up in the market share.
Yeah.
And so over the summer they did this Take the Pepsi Challenge.
Yeah.
And so they would have, like, I remember going to Wet and Wild, this water theme park, you know, and so.
I've never heard of it in my life.
You being honest with me right now?
Nah, I was just being dishonest with you. To be honest,
to be dishonest with you, I hate you.
to be honest, I've been to Wet and Wild before.
So it was a different one, though. The one you've been to is different than the one I went to because the one I went to is no longer in existence. But anyway.
What happened to it?
I think the land lease that they had with it ran out and it wasn't renewed and they put a casino there.
To be honest, that's pretty cool. Not
cool.
Yeah.
So they did this Pepsi challenge, and so you would go to this booth and you would do a blind taste test saying, hey, which one do you like more? And overwhelmingly, people preferred the taste of Pepsi in a blind taste test to Coke. Yeah. Like it was like 3-1 or something like that. I can't remember the specific numbers, but overwhelmingly people preferred the taste of Pepsi over Coke.
Yeah.
But when they said, hey, here's a Coke or Pepsi, what do you want? They would say, oh, I want a Coke. Part of it's just because it's ingrained in like, oh no, I want a Coke. Like they've done so good on the marketing.
Yeah, so it's like you drive past a billboard that says Coke or whatever, then yeah, you know?
Yeah, like think of the movie theater advertisements. They got Coke.
Yeah.
Right? You know, so now it's association. Like, oh, I'm in a movie, I need a Coke.
That actually never happened. Like, you know, that never.
But again, we've talked about this. Like there's certain times like sometimes when I eat pizza, like I just really want a root beer really bad.
What? So Coke goes with popcorn?
I don't know. I don't know what it goes with the emotion. I think is what it is. It's the experience of it.
Popcorn is so annoying. It gets stuck in your teeth,
and then you're thirsty, and then you got to go pee, and then you want more popcorn.
Somehow you got to go pee when you eat popcorn. Yeah,
that's why you have that Charmin.
Yeah, the guy pouring water on Charmin.
Was that a paper towel or toilet paper?
I don't know. He was just pouring water. This is literally what like that. You're like, if you gotta go to the bathroom, go now.
Now you need to go back to the movies to catch that ad.
No, it was a while ago. I don't think they advertise it anymore. It's offensive.
All right, so along the lines of to be honest with you, there's something that people say a lot that is funny. We'll say it's funny. We could use other adjectives.
Yeah.
The use of literally.
Literally? I don't know what you're talking about. To be honest with you, I have no idea.
Like somebody would be like, I'm literally so mad I'm breathing fire. But like I don't see fire coming out of their mouth.
Yeah. I'm literally so mad I could throw this through the wall.
Then do it.
Yeah.
Like, do it then. Like if that's literally how mad you are, you need to literally do this. Like
yeah.
You know, the use of literally continues to be used figuratively.
Yeah.
And in a hyperbolic way.
That doesn't make sense though, because literally is like I'm literally dying right now. You know? Yeah. And like people say that I'm literally dying right now, and they're just commenting on a joke.
Yeah. I mean, we need to start like creating and I think Studio C kind of did that, right? With the Captain Literal or whatever his name was. But it's kind of funny how we should just start saying figuratively, I'm dying right now.
Yeah. It was so funny. Like imagine if you like ChatGPT gave you a joke and you're like, I'm literally dying right now. I'm like, oh my gosh,
I've called 911. The police are on the way.
That is so funny.
All right, my last English. This is an episode. We should shout out to Grandma Joyce. She loves English.
And also shout out to what's his name, Babylon B guy.
Seth Dillon.
Yeah, Seth Dillon.
Special listener.
Yeah.
He's like, listen, he's like, this is the dumbest podcast I've ever heard in my entire life.
Yeah.
No wonder their listenership is in the tank. Hey, but we have been nominated for an award, a podcast award with iHeartRadio.
Actually, we nominated, like, to think about it.
Yeah, we've been nominated. Somebody submitted us for that award.
Wait, did we submit this?
I literally won't tell you, but to be honest with you, it was me.
You literally won't tell me.
All right, so the last English thing I want to talk about is the people's use of the word regardless and irregardless.
I don't understand those.
Well, so I've come up with a phrase that I like because,
Yeah.
and the phrase is this: regardless of how many times you use irregardless, it is not a word.
That doesn't make sense.
The word irregardless,
You're making me think right now, and I don't like it.
irregardless is not a word. Now I say that, but I think Webster's dictionary actually made it a word because it has been used so much. So like, people are using it. I might as well just make it a word.
Okay, I've never heard people actually use
You've never heard the word regardless?
Use it in a sentence.
Regardless of how much you cry, you are going to bed, young man.
Cannot use irregardless.
You don't, because it's not a word. People, like, it's almost like they use it as if it is a word, but it's not. Like, irregardless of what you say, I'm not going to cave on in this moment. It's like, no, it's regardless. It's not, the opposite of regardless is not irregardless. Irregardless is not a word.
You're getting pretty fired up, so I think we should
So
go to
that
hot takes.
so that actually reminds me, there is one more, and this one is used a lot where people say, I could care less.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not I could care less, it's I couldn't or I could not care less. Because if I'm telling you something and you're like, Josh, I could care less, or Dad, I could care less. Oh, so you do care because you care about it at this level, but you could care less about it, and so you do care.
That's so confusing. I just said the English language is...
No, so it's just, I couldn't care less. This is so unimportant to me that there's nothing less important. I couldn't care less.
I could care less about this.
And so you do care somewhat.
Yeah, but I could definitely care less. A lot more less.
And there you go. That's our English take for the day. Let's talk about our sponsor.
We're sponsored by Doc R. Haldeman, LLC. You can contact her at 702-258-7860.
You know, she's at Renaissance Health Center. She's bringing happiness, healing, and harmony
to the world.
To the world, to her patients at least.
Yeah, I don't think she sings though, so there's no harmony.
Well, I mean, harmony isn't necessarily like the singing.
Like harmony.
I mean, just bringing like, you know, your organs, your chi, your yin, your energy. I don't know, brings it into harmony with itself.
Yes.
But no, she's doing a lot of good stuff. She told me some cool stories. And guess what? I can't remember any of them right now.
That is awesome.
So go ahead and contact Doc R. Haldeman at
702-258-7860.
All right. I got one more thing to talk about, unless you got anything.
Nope.
All right. We had a couple people over for dinner last night, or we called it pie night, right? We got some pizza. We had some leftover pie, played some games.
Yeah.
Prior to that, Renee and I went to Costco. We needed more napkins plus a few other things.
Yeah. Like more pie.
Well, we did not get more pie. We did not need more pie. We don't want any more pie.
Pie? I don't know why. You literally made us throw away the pumpkin pie. I just smashed it with my hands. I was like,
felt good.
Why would you make me do this?
You're like, I couldn't care less.
Or I could care less.
Yeah. Did you notice the napkins that we had at the party?
No.
You know why?
Why?
Because they were just your normal, everyday napkins.
Yeah.
That's literally what it says. It says everyday napkins. But the napkins that I wanted to get were called entertaining napkins.
Actually, what do they have on them?
I don't know, and we don't know because we did not buy them. And the reason the event we had last night was such a bust is because we just had everyday normal napkins instead of entertaining napkins.
I know. I was like, I didn't even know we had napkins. I would have used so many if we had entertaining napkins.
You would have been, I mean, just think of like the things the paper mache you could have done.
I would have stolen some for later.
And you would have had so much fun with those napkins.
And I'd be entertained for hours on end.
And all around would have been entertained as well.
Yeah.
So next time you're at Costco, not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor, but they could be.
Now look, the reason we didn't is because these napkins were twice as much.
Yeah.
But you're like, who cares? It's like I can get, 600 napkins for $10, or I can get 350 napkins for $10.
It's like,
How long is it going to take us to go through 350 napkins?
it's actually going to take a couple of hours if you ask me, depending on what you're doing with them.
And with the level of entertainment people are going to have.
Yeah.
So irregardless, not a word.
Yeah.
See, that's so we say, well, irregardless of the cost of the napkin, it's still going to clean your hands or face. Like, shut up.
Get out. Yeah.
Get out of here. Stop using the word irregardless. It's not a word.
Nerd.
And we couldn't care less about those people.
Yeah. All right. Is that all?
I think it's time. Thanks for listening.
That's all, folks.